Ross and Humphreys on the road.
Muggins and cream and muggins, straight thuggin', living the dream.
And that's our intro.
Fucking muggles.
Tickling the clit inside your head that makes you laugh. They said it can't be done.
Tell you what, them poofs know how to get married.
Aye, I bet they do. I've been pining after it for years.
Aye.
Fighting for it.
Yeah.
It would be a fucking bastard, wouldn't it, if they just made a pig's ear of it after all that struggle.
Well, I mean, look, given how much you love your wife, you know, if the government had told you you weren't allowed to marry, do you love her enough to march down the street for it and like campaign and cut friends out your life?
Gay, that man. That's really gay. If my love for Natalie was forbidden, class.
Oh yeah, make it way better.
I feel like a right kinky bitch. Look,
here's the thing. I reckon in Australia, before they legalised gay marriage, I reckon gay sex was better than it is now.
Oh, prohibition.
Yeah.
Prohibition sex. Fuck aye.
Absolutely. Like, it's like just getting to shag your partner, being like, God, half of the country fucking hates that we're doing this.
It's a skin crawl.
Aye, good.
It makes them feel something.
Makes their skin crawl because it makes their boss tingle.
Aye. Oh, why do I like that? I'm going to appreciate that way I'm from.
So I flew out to Australia for 5 days for Thisis Nicholson and Kyron's wedding.
Are they now Nicholson Wheatley or the Wheatley Nicholsons?
I think their second name is just Gay.
Is it?
Yeah, Rhys and Kyron Gay.
Kyron Gay, that's what they called me in school. I was trying to catch a history back.
That is a good question. I'm not sure. I think they'll keep their own names because obviously for Rhys's career, they're known as Thisis Nicholson, and I don't know if Kyron would take. Yeah, God, I don't know. I genuinely don't know. Kyron Nicholson, does that sound nice? Rhys Wheatley.
Has there been any female comedians that have changed their name mid-career? I can't think of any off the top of my head.
Oh, because they got married?
Because their name's the brand.
Yeah.
I'm not meant to talk with that.
I'm not. I don't think so. Because that would be a very solid argument. Like, you know how I was said to Cara that I was keen for her to take my second name. And thankfully, because she was happy, there wasn't too much, compromise involved. If she'd been a professional comedian, I don't think I would have dared suggest it. Been like, hi, I'm a little nobody, you want to take my second name? Motherfucker, what are you talking about?
Grow the fuck up, man, I'm busy. Child for.
I'm making us money.
I made jokes about how I thought it was archaic to take the man's surname. And I was like, but I couldn't have took her name, not out of the macho bullshit, just because her name's Ling and Kai Ling and sound Chinese. Like, I did that as a bit, but like, I am archaic in that. I'm not taking it. I'd be so happy for her again. I don't want to change my name.
Look, this is an absolutely toxic opinion that is about to come out of my mouth, and I'm very aware that a lot of growth needs to go into it. And over the next months and years.
Oh, we probably talked about this a year ago and said that we needed to grow, and look, we didn't.
Yeah, shut the fuck up. We got new listeners. They don't know we're liars yet.
They're working their way through the back catalogue. They'll find out that'll.
I said this to when I was in Australia, I was staying with my very, very good friend Jean, of fame from fucking Dark and Jigsaw I mentioned her and all of those. I was hanging out with her friends, and she's got very progressive, very liberal feminist friends, and sometimes antagonising people is fun, and sometimes being honest is fun. And I was sitting there, and they were getting engaged, and I said how guilty I'd felt making Cara take my second name, because like watching her have to change her passport, change her driving licence, change her signature, all this stuff, I felt like a bad man and a bad, fucking feminist. But I was like, but on the record, I don't think I could shake the hand of a man who took his wife's second name.
Aye, and if you could, it would be limp. Maybe a limp ass handshake.
I'm like, if your wife doesn't take your second name, absolutely. That's the day we fucking live in. Fair enough.
I also still think there's some romance and chivalry. I do that thing where if we're walking in like a pavement on the sidewalk to the Americans on the side of traffic, I'll always walk on the traffic side because I'm insured.
Because there's heaps in my will because I'm the man. If she was there, well, am I getting a bunch of fucking eyelash extensions?
The sympathy fuck. Girls that wanted to fix somebody. That's all I get.
Is this the ally you cunts wanted? Is this who he is? Aye. You see, how far did your hero worship go now, you daft cunts? Speaking of which, just for the fucking record, I don't want to talk about it yet. You know I don't want to fucking talk about it yet. But for the record, Russell Brand is not the person or friend X was about. Like, I have had friends messaging me being like, just to let you know, TikTok is doing TikTok detective work. And they think that, like, your friend who raped your other friend was Russell Brand. We have now, and by the way, the most insulting thing about that was that I would ever be friends with Russell Brand.
Anybody's found for that.
It never was. I have never had any interaction with Russell outside of, I think he was the judge. Roast battle, yeah.
Where they cut all the jokes out about the things he did.
Yeah. Anyway.
We were at a gay wedding.
I was at a gay wedding, and I felt, I cannot fucking tell you, and this is so pathetic. I got Reese's pronouns right the whole fucking time. I was batting 100, man, because they're a they, right? And every other time, and by the way, and they've been a they for 4 years now. So for 3 years and 11 months, I'm like he, and Karen's like they, them, they, then. I'm like, all right.
And now you've got to call them Mrs. Is it this's if them are married? This is Nicholson.
This is Reese Nicholson. I felt so fucking perfect because people in the best man speeches and the stuff they were misgendering Reese, and I'm there being like they
the best them.
The best them, the best us. I was batting 100 there, having a fucking great time. Now, it was a beautiful wedding. We get there, I get to hang out with like fucking Nick Cody and his wife's there, and they're away from the kids from the weekend, like it's their time off. So I'm like, these cunts are going to get fucking smashed. It's also because I've been going to Australia for 14, 15 years. It's all the comedians that I've known over the years. Me and Reese are with the same agent, so it's like all of our agents are there. All the good fucking people of like the past years of my career are there. I'm sat in the front row with Zoe Kumsmar, and because knowing Reese has been like my oldest friend in comedy. Like when I went to Sydney Comedy Festival in 2009, that's when me and him became became friends.
Yeah, you lasted the wedding.
Yeah. And also they
you did the important bit.
Yeah, and they were a him back then. Like, that was back when. Yeah. They were a him back then.
Can you dead name someone when you're talking about them retrospectively from the past?
I don't think there's such a thing as like dead gender in someone.
No, not that, but like even dead naming. If you were like if you were talking about Bruce Jenner in the Commonwealth Games or whatever, but you were talking about when he was an athlete before she was Caitlyn, like in the gender politics, you're not going to have to like. And then he said pretend.
Aye. Pretend is the wrong. Follow along with their flights of fancy.
It's not even how I meant it. I meant it as like you're not having to reinvent the past in that you're picturing Caitlyn Jenner if you can't picture, if you have such an imagination, witchcraft. You're not picturing the person they are now, you're picturing the person they were. Like when I talk about a childhood friend in a school story, I'm not like describing them as the grown-ass man they are today. Yes. They're still the boy they were then, even though their body has changed completely since that moment. I'm not pretending grown man was in the fight in school.
I'm not sure the right thing.
So if you say him about Reese Nicholson from 2009, that is like that was the rules of the game then.
Yeah.
It's not a game.
And also, like Reese is just not. Reese is just non-binary because I get the confusing thing with Cassie Workman, who is I've been a fan of hers for years.
Yep.
Even back when she was. I was a fan of her work back when she was like this is a minefield. Back when she was Michael Workman, right? And so one of my favorite bits of stand-up or live sort of spoken word I've ever seen was Michael Workman's. I think it was called The Troll, and it was about his father. I've no idea the politics of it. I've no idea if I have to say like it was Cassie Workman's show or whether like saying like I don't know. And I'm even too scared to ask her.
Yeah.
I'm like, you know when you were funny back when you were a man?
Before you were middle spot. Is this the ally you came to see?
Is this it?
Is this the ally you tuned in for?
You fucking...
Bad ally.
The worst. Never claimed to be one. I don't think that's true. I think I probably have at one point. The boy.
Hey, the best politicians don't want to be politicians.
Yeah. But you can refer to me as the UK comedy scene's only ally. I'm sat with Zoe Kumsmar in the front row, and because I've known Reese for 15, 16 years now, and I've known them with Kyron for 98% of that, and seeing how in love they are over the years, and seeing them not be allowed to get married, like see them like denied by the government the fucking human right to get married to each other. And I'm also sit beside Zoe. Zoe and Reese got pretend married at the Melbourne Fringe in like 2000.
So they get pretend divorced.
Yes.
Did actually?
Yes, they did.
Of course they committed. You got to commit. But I mean, technically not if you get divorced. You've got to uncommit if you're committing to the bid.
Zoe's lesbian. Reese is gay. So in 2015, I'm pretty sure before the plebiscite happened in Australia, they got married, like a lesbian married a gay man to be like, so we could do this.
Gay people can get married.
Yeah, so we could do this. We could marry someone we're not interested in, and you'd all be fine with this. They made a big fucking show of it. It was excellent, excellent.
And then everybody's there, all the voters are like, yes, we all married someone we didn't want to marry.
Yes. Well, I was born in the 1930s. And it all just to see them finally be able to get married. The speeches are beautiful. It's very nice. I mean,
all blokes catching the bouquet though. That's like it's much more competitive.
But they caught it on the volley.
Yeah, they had American football gear on. They had the face paint on.
I'm sitting there and I'm just getting. I'm not bawling, but I'm getting like teary. Like
I thought you were bawling. I'm not bawling, you know. I've got a small chain on. I'm wearing grills on the bottom row, and you can't see them.
Yeah. There's no bling on my sporring. There's just my very reserved. Even though I think a blinged up sporring would be the right one to wear at a gay wedding. I think they like to just call them weddings, but. It was a gay wedding because it was better than a regular wedding.
Like women's football. Is this the ally you want? No, never. Never once chose me as an ally. I just fight for all sides.
I fight for all sides, and only because I love punching cunts. I just love fights.
Whichever side the joke is on, you will find me cracking the joke.
I'm getting teary, I'm wiping my eyes, but like it's just, and also me and Zoe, I'm just passing whiskey to her from my fucking hip flask over a
tit flask. You tap your chest. Tit flask.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's no really, you can't put a hip flask on your hip in a kilt, really.
Maybe on your front, your sporring.
I forgot me fucking sporting.
Oh, no way.
Aye. But then again, Australians don't know anything about fucking kilts, so nobody noticed. Nobody really, cared, except for Reese's dad.
You knew.
I knew. And Reese's dad, Nicholson's the Scottish name. His dad's Scottish.
So they've got a tartan
in
the family.
Yeah.
It's Reese.
The greatest and hackest Scottish wedding joke in the entire world.
Oh, really?
Oh, do you not know this?
Oh, no.
Oh, man.
No, devastated. I stepped on hack.
It's the oldest joke in Scottish weddings, which is I was talking to my workmates the other day, telling them that my son or my daughter was getting married, and they said, "Great, what's the tartan?" And I said, "I don't know, but probably a white dress."
Nice.
Yeah.
So like the Geordie equivalent if I went into a cake shop and said, "Is that a donut or a meringue?"
That's not just Geordie. I've heard that growing up.
Oh, is that
No,
Scottish?
you're right. It's a donut. Yeah. Aye.
Or am I wrong? Am I wrong?
Yeah.
Ah, meringue.
What's the difference between a buffalo and a bison?
You wash your hands in a basin.
Can't wash your hands on a buffalo. If anything, it just gets more dirty.
Oh, you fisted a buffalo for that joke. You did the actions. You went in with both
I
hands.
couldn't.
You went in
that
with
wasn't
both
necessarily
hands.
fist. That could be a dead bison. I could be like
swimming. You went in making shadow puppets.
doing the reverse.
Been at one gay wedding and you're fisting a buffalo. Why am I like this?
Well. So I'm getting weepy. Watched the whole ceremony. It's very, very beautiful. And Zoe Kumar just leans over at the end of this. And I've not been looking at her. I've just been enjoying the fucking ceremony. Just getting dead teary and whatever. And at the end of it, Zoe Kumar went, "You're a little sap, aren't you?" And I was like, at a gay wedding? Surely the only one that I would be allowed to get away with. I had such a good time with Zoe. She's such a funny woman.
I hung out with her for the first time in, I think it was Melbourne. It was Melbourne. Yeah, I got chatting to her because I'd worked with her before. Done Late and Live. She's done it like a character called Dave.
Which is
Which is just a like blokey bloke, right?
She pretends to be like an old character. I'm pretty sure she won the Melbourne Comedy Awards in like 2000 and I want to say 14 or 15 for it. And then when she took Dave to Edinburgh, she was definitely nominated. I'm not sure if she won the award. Look, it's great. It's her playing like an old, bitter, middle-aged comedian who hates the younger generation and think jokes should just be fucking jokes again and all this stuff. And it's very, very funny.
People, the type of bloke that posts the meme of the comedian in the glass box at the museum and go, "Hey son, back in my day, this was called a comedian. They got outlawed in 2023.
Oh God, that fucking shit. Fucking Joe Rogan memes.
And as well, the bloke who's the comedian in the artist sketch, you can tell he's shite.
Yeah.
It's an artist sketch and just like, like you can instantly tell looking at him like, it's like that American comic that never gets to the punchline. That you talk about, and you just go and they just think you can get up and talk.
Yeah, because
and they're gonna laugh at some point and you're like, you haven't factored in.
The amount of fucking Yanks that watch Bill Hicks and George Carlin and Bill Burr and Dave Chappelle are like, "Oh, so you can just go on stage and talk," and you're like, "You are so dumb.
And then
you've missed the entire art form itself."
And then because they're so dumb and missed the art form, they walk off just going, they just can't handle this shit.
Yeah.
You can't handle it. What that fucking piss poor observation you made.
Aye. Lovely gay wedding. Food was excellent. And here's the thing that I thought was absolutely fucking class. At the end of the wedding night, they've got food out the whole fucking time. Booze is free. Excellent touch. Food was very good, a lot of it. And I know it was good because I couldn't eat most of it. It's good food when I'm like, ew.
Oh, yeah.
With my child's fucking palate.
There's
At the end.
there's just some really nice sushi there and you're just like, got to cook the fish.
Yeah. I mean, you do have to cook the fish. That's standard.
I mean, that's not sushi.
We've spoken about it before. And you've agreed that you are not allowed to call it sushi.
Daddy, I'll give it 5 years and I thought I'd give it another whirl. It was approximately 5 years ago. I tried it. I thought it might not have been the right time. I'll try it now.
You know what? I think it might have been 5 years, actually.
It was about 5 years ago.
Well, because it was whenever X was. I remember exactly where we were the first time you said sush, because it upset me so much then. We were in Crieff. We were doing previews in Crieff.
Yep. And I apologised the minute it left my mouth.
Yeah.
And I just thought, like, you know what? I've born in the wrong decade. I'll wait till 2023. I'll wheel out sush. Didn't like it then either.
Nah. An hour before the end of the wedding.
5 years time.
About 9:30, 10 at this wedding, they come out with meatball subs.
Oh, nice.
Right? Right?
Yeah, shout.
Oh my God.
Excellent shout.
So like I see the meatball subs and I'm like, fucking brilliant. I go straight over, get one, start eating my meatball sub. Do you know the vibe I give off at a gay wedding, apparently? I had no idea this is who people thought I was. I'm one of the first people to get the meatball sub because I've not been eating any of the other food that I'm incapable of eating. Everyone was like, fucking typical Sloss. He's got to get a meatball sub from round the corner.
They thought he just wheeled one in.
Not one or two people. Everyone was like, which shop did you leave to go around the corner?
Everybody thought you went to Subway in the middle of a wedding.
People thought, no, people didn't even say it was. They
not
thought
even-
I'd gone to get a kebab.
I'm not even there, muck. Some proper bloke food, man.
Aye, just some manly fucking bloke food. And then I went, no, they've organised fucking meatball subs. And then everyone flocked. And then I got this just mental because I saw so many people, right? I saw so many gays, right? Put stuff in these meatball subs and they're inside the pockets, put an extra one. People
Did you saw one putting a foot long down the back of his pants?
This is why you weren't invited.
I completely understood that. yeah, that was like, no offense taken, mate. Oh, yeah, I wouldn't want me there either, dude. Imagine all the, I guess, who are good friends of mine as well, just kind of, oh, no.
So they're hiding all these. They're hiding all these meatballs. Like these gays are stealing 3 or 4 meatball fucking subs, and I start going up to the straight people, being like, "Fucking, you see these people who were judging me, thinking I was about getting a kebab, and they're fucking. There's 2 ashamed.
They're hiding them from you?
Yeah."
Greg Hogan Sloss is on the pro. Tell him there's none left.
I'm like, these people who thought I was going to get a fucking kebab, right, are too ashamed, like, to admit that they love this, but they're eating more than me. They're actually being rude. And somebody went, you know, they're just taking the meatball subs down to the dance floor where all the gays are dancing. And I went,
Thought you were saving them for the Bremen groom.
man. So Jean was my Jean was my +1. And I was very upfront with her from day one. I'm like, you are going to hear the most homophobic stuff I have ever said in my life out loud all day.
As soon as we release the podcast after the wedding. But right now, best behaviour. Okay?
No. I was like, I've flown 24 hours from the other side of the world. I'm allowed to say, and also, Reese is my oldest friend in comedy. I've known Kyron for the exact same amount of time. We see each other 2 to 3 times a year. Everything I've ever said, like,
You've ran past him to make sure it's okay. Can I have a pass?
Man, it's what our friendship started on, was just as, you know, saying horrible things about each other and whatever. So Jean's like, okay, yeah. Like, I'm wearing sunglasses and they're like little love hearts. And
Dare do your dad glasses joke on us, you dare.
Which one?
Your dad glasses.
No, that's
It's like, if you fucking bit me. Ouch, Charlie. Daniel bit me.
I put on these little love heart sunglasses, and Jean was like, those are lovely love heart sunglasses, which are appropriate for the wedding. I'm like, they're not love hearts, Jeans. They're little bums. Because gays love bums. And Jean's just like, you cannot be saying this on the wedding day. I'm like, what do you think me, Luke Heggie, and Nick Cody are going to be doing this whole wedding? We're just going to be saying the worst shit. Jean gets, I don't think about this, Jean gets a card, because apparently you get people who get married cards.
Oh, yeah.
She writes on the card, thank you for allowing me to be Daniel's +1. I'm so very happy to see you two get married, and I apologise for all of the homophobic things Danny will say over the course of your day. And then I just signed it with, you fucking fags.
Love Nick Cody.
It was a very good day. I got really, really drunk. Not too drunk, not like disgrace myself drunk. There were people there who, I don't think anyone disgraced themselves, but like I was noticing people who were more drunk than me.
Right, okay.
And that's always a good sign. You know, when you're drunk and you can point at like 4 more people who are drunker than you,
Yeah.
You're like, I'm barely noticeable.
Yeah, because I was on one at your wedding, and then I bumped into Andrew Maxwell, and I was like, I'm all right. There's drunk and there's Irish drunk.
The way Reese and Kyron left their wedding was the funniest thing I've ever fucking seen, right? So they get married at the Enmore Theatre, which is where I filmed Jigsaw and where I filmed X. Mm-hmm. It's owned by Century, the company, our agents. So this
And it's in Newtown?
Yes. They get married on stage because fucking of course they did. You know?
Aye.
If you're marrying Reese Nicholson, there's only so many options.
It's got to be performative.
Oh man, you know, all the best people were like on Kyron's side, they were just like normal friends from childhood, and on the other side it's fucking Susie Youssef, Joel Creasy, hosted by Geraldine Hickey. Fucking great lineup. And they did the right thing. They made the non-coms go first.
Yeah.
Made the things go second. Beautiful ceremony, food, everything. At the end, at 10:30, Reese and Kyron gather us all into the dance floor. They get everyone from the bar in, they're all there. And they walk up on stage and they just go, bye, bye. And they're waving off. We think they're about to make a fucking speech and thank us all for fucking coming. And they just fucked off backstage. And we're like, there for like 2 minutes, music's still on, being like, oh, this is funny. They're going to come out and like, you know, tell us, you know, thank us for coming or whatever. They just left.
Ghosted.
No. The opposite of ghost. Man, they gathered us all in the room, waved, made us think it was like a joke that they were leaving, and then just continued to fuck off.
And that was the end of their presence at the wedding?
Yep. And we were all like, yeah, okay, this is 5 minutes past.
Then, like,
10 minutes past, we're like,
what should we do now?
yeah.
The hosts have gone. Do I have an empty? My parents left.
Well, they did the right thing. They did a similar thing the next day at Bronte Beach. They had a thing where it's like, okay, well, let's have another drinky sort of day outside. We saw a whale jump out of the ocean.
Did they?
Aye.
Sweet.
Uh-huh.
That's fun.
Oh, it was big fucking. I mean, I didn't see it.
Oh, come on, mate. You wouldn't just lie to us like that.
Well, but enough people saw that I was definitely there, and I saw a splash.
Why would you just
I
say
saw a
that?
splash, and that's like, you know, that's like what 30% of a whale.
That's like saying you've seen a car crash because you've been in a traffic jam.
I have. I drove slow. I've drove past it real slow. Yeah, just because you see like the wreckage of it, you're like, yeah, saw a car crash. No, you saw the residue of a car crash. Aye, that's fair enough.
Because I've actually seen a whale breach. Didn't see it jump. It breached. Its tail come up and went back down.
Yeah? Where?
In Cape Town.
Oh. What was it doing in the middle of town?
It's on the top of Table Mountain. Like, what are you doing here? I was like, what are you doing here?
Fair
I
enough.
didn't see Johnny. I just live over there in the water. How the fuck did he get here?
You're like, I tell you what, I do feel like a fish out of water. What did you just say?
What did you just call me?
No. Is this the ally we want?
This is what you want. Fucking that's one that calls a mammal a fish. Huh? Is that what you want? That's what you got.
Well, because here was the stupid thing. Once the whale...
Gill jockey.
Once
Skill wog.
Whoa, all right. Any more? How close do we want to skirt to the line here?
No, I'm done.
Oh, I can assure you, you're fucking done.
Plankton Packer. Anyway, you were saying?
The whale jumped out. Everyone was like, "Oh my god, that was a whale!" So we all stood there looking because we're like, "Surely the whale will come back up again." Fuck, man, they can hold their breath for ages.
I know.
Like, oh,
I'm like, you and me both. That's the thing, innit? That's what they do.
aye,
They got that big blowhole.
yeah.
Just fucking keep it in. Let it do that when they come up.
I mean, how long is it? How long can a whale hold its breath? It's like 30
Do you reckon
minutes.
them coming up and doing the whole... It's the same as us coming up and going... Jesus, they died. But they're just a lot cooler about it.
I gotta say, it's pretty. Look, and people keep saying like dolphins are really intelligent, and like fucking whales are really intelligent creatures. And you're like,
Get one a Rubik's Cube. Just floats off.
they live in the sea.
Aye.
They're mammals that live in. How fucking intelligent can you be?
It's like emotional intelligence and that, isn't it, as well? Like
Aye.
social intelligence.
Yeah, like
Like, it
if
does
you
not-
fuck a dolphin and don't call it back, it's sad.
Aye, you kind of just booty call it flipper.
Nah. Like if you kill like one of their babies, they grieve for their baby. It's not like
Aye.
you know.
But like
You
you're not
could-
gonna get much in the way of academia out of them.
No. I reckon you could swing comfortably at a baby giraffe, and the mother giraffe would just be like,
Do you reckon so?
yeah, it's out at that point. They've done their job, innit?
Nah, I reckon a giraffe would still give it a bit of a neck swing at you.
Yeah.
Get off me, kid, man. What are you doing, you nonce? Are you fiddling with me fucking giraffe for just because it's taller than he doesn't mean it's not just in fucking first grade.
How long can they hold their breath? Did we find that out? Average whale can hold its breath for 60 minutes. You're not an intelligent fucking
And how
creature.
far can it swim in 60 minutes? Because like it's through there, isn't it, before it reaches?
60 minutes, yeah. I don't know why we were sat there for 5 minutes being like, it'll come up soon.
It'll come up in a minute.
Cunt's gone. Cunt's
It's
gone.
It's out of here. It's Swayze. It's Ghost.
Oh, I see. Okay.
That's what when rappers say I'm Swayze. Just this education for people when rappers like B.I.G. say I'm Swayze. I'm out of here. I'm Ghost. Not because he's dead. He was still alive.
That was
when
going to be my
happened.
second question.
No. He's legit Ghost now. But from the film Ghost.
I see. Is that the one where, is that fucking scene where he makes the
Clay pot.
with her? I've never seen that movie, and no part of me, through any of the cultural references I've ever seen, make me. I don't think that movie's for me.
No, it's a metaphor for a reach around that, you know.
Aye?
Aye.
So why is he doing it?
I'm just making stuff up.
Surely girls don't want to reach around.
Why not? Never play them like a guitar.
First of all, that'd be a double bass, right? First of all, if you're giving a girl a reach around,
Daniel, I know how a guitar works.
if you're giving a girl a reach around, right, we're going to assume she's going to be sat on you, you're standing up, right?
Or lying.
And also a lot, not all, but a lot of girls like a little bit of choking, so that you're holding them up there, and then that's double bass. If you're giving a girl a reach around, that's double bass.
Yeah, all right, fair enough.
Aye. And then I feel every time I've said I don't think girls would like this thing because I think men are more disgusting than women inherently when it comes to sex, I'm always corrected by a lot of them being like, no, I'd be into that.
I'm into that, what you're talking about. We're all different.
Here's when I was saying that Cara corrected me on. I'm like, I like at a base level, I think like
A double bass level.
at a base level, the reason I think like men are more like gross or more sort of like feral's the wrong word because that suggests like tearing things apart, but just men will say things like to their partner, like if they've been out for a fucking run, been like, I'd still absolutely go down on you right now. Like, the smell doesn't bother me, the taste doesn't fucking bother me.
Natalie projects her own standards of hygiene onto me all of the time.
Yeah.
When it comes to that.
Oh, can we pause? Sorry. So like
Hygiene standards.
yeah, like and this is where I'm saying from. Man, Cara could have done a fucking marathon. And if at the end of it she's like, do you want to lick my arse? I'd be like, more than anything in the world.
It's got all the flavours, like you don't wash a wok. You might just give a wok of rub oil on you.
I'm like, there's no way women feel that, being like, hey, don't you dare wipe that cheese off your knob. Let's just get some fucking crap.
I tell you what though, if I meet that girl, Natalie's a goner. Let's took the cheese off you. You make me want to leave the one I'm with. Start a new relationship. It's true, it's what you do.
So look,
Natalie, the other day, like, rule in our house, right? Sitting watching the film, you're not wearing your jeans on the couch. Fucking put your trackies on, put your jammies on.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Nobody's sitting on the couch watching a film with jeans on. Who's rule?
Yeah.
She's like, I've still got my jeans on, I'll get changed. And she fucking gets changed in front of us. And I'm like, fucking nice.
It's never not good.
Still fancy the fuck out of my wife.
Aye.
Right?
Every
Gets
morning,
changed.
every night when Cara gets into bed, she takes her shirt off and her tits come out, and I'm always like, "Woo!"
Yeah.
And she's like, "There's no way you still mean that." And I'm like, 100%.
Endorphins.
With every fibre of my fucking.
Put us on a brain scan and do that. I mean, swear to God.
It's never gone down.
Doesn't just have to be. Convenient that it is. No, I said nice, and she was like, ew, been at work all day? And I was like, if any of my mates said ew to me saying nice as my wife took off her jeans, I'd square go the cunts.
Aye.
I was like, you gotta be kinder to yourself.
Yeah.
You still look class.
Aye.
You still look unbelievable.
Well, that's what I often do. Like, it's like Cara's image of herself is very different to my image of her. I do think I'm more likely to be correct than she is. If you are a woman and you are like, I would absolutely still suck my man's dick after he'd run a marathon, please do.
Or
write in and
7.
just write it. Just because I'd love to know if you're out there. Because I'm still adamant that I'm pretty confident that I'm right. I'm pretty confident that, like, do we? And this isn't like, oh, I love the smell of a man who's like sweaty, and I love it because that you can enjoy the scent of your man is one thing. But
Well, even the other way around, like if I finish a day's graft and I just like whip my top off and I'm just rippling with sweat and all that, and I crack up my Diet Coke and I'm just there like, and she's like, nice. I'd be like, aye. Absolutely. That's what I'm doing it for. Could have been in any room in the house. This is for you. This I'm putting on a show.
I brought the Diet Coke from the kitchen.
I think I'm at the gym all the time for fuck all. It's for you. So, what got on to that? With hygiene? Nah, doesn't matter, does it?
No. What have you been up to? I've been being an ally on this side of the globe and the other.
I've been kind of like adding balance. Daniel, I talked about this briefly with Cullen, but I didn't unpack it. Mm-hmm. I helped Natalie run a crafts market.
Oh yeah, I saw this.
Yeah,
Aye.
she had like people that like, because she's been working with a lot of local businesses that like make dog toys and make dog treats and like harnesses and leads and that. Mm-hmm. And just a few of them were suggesting that she'd have a perfect space for an indoor market. Mm-hmm. So she ended up putting like 17 stalls on, and like everybody just kind of advertises it to their own communities, and we advertised it ours. Like loads of the customers from the dog park came, a few people that had never even heard of the dog park came in and like enjoyed that it was there and took flyers, and it was just the most wholesome day I've ever seen. I loved it.
Aye.
I was like, that's because that's not my world. You know how knitting wasn't our world, but we stepped into the knitting world and found the most wholesome community. It's kind of like that. It's like an extension of that. Like everybody's just got their own like their own creative pursuits.
Aye.
And they're making a bit of money off it. And the people that came in were like chuffed that it was on. They were like, thanks for putting
I was going to ask, so was it a success?
Uh-huh.
Aye.
Yeah, it was like really busy. A few people made like quite a lot of profit over
Nice,
from the
good.
stalls. So like I feel like a lot. I don't know how every stall does it. I can't speak for everybody, but some of them were like absolutely thriving. The lassie selling cakes,
Aye.
everybody that came in left with cakes. Like she absolutely cleaned up in there. Like it was class.
And when is the next Doug and Bone XX Bully Day?
yeah. It's more of a bookies that day. It's more of a gambling. It's like kind of it's kind of underground. Like you'll find out like on the day. I can't announce it now. We'll get shut down.
Yeah.
But we're going to be Natalie, listen to this. Listen to all the shit I've said. All the shit I've said, just like me, different pretend that me wholesome dog company is going to be. But we're fighting dogs.
Aye. If you don't have a chew toy available for your dog, we'll just bring a smaller dog.
Peggy.
I've not been keeping too much up with the XXL Bully dog thing. The only thing I have seen was there was a like protest of all the XXL Bully owners, bulldogs. For those internationals that don't know, bulldogs might be getting banned in the UK. A very specific, massive breed of bulldogs might be getting banned in the UK because they're dangerous and they're only bred for murder. And everyone, even though...
And there's people like screaming now, just going, there's no such thing as a bad dog, there's only bad owners.
Yeah.
But it seems to attract the bad owners, that breed of dog. Like, it seems to be like somebody that wants a dog as a weapon seems to be getting that dog.
Yeah,
so like
it's lots of bald drug dealers, and like the video I saw, I'm like, I'm fully of the thing of there is no bad dogs, there are only bad owners. Every single person at this thing, I was like, not only do you not get a bulldog, you don't get a chihuahua, you don't get a fucking poodle, you are just... If this is how you are as a person...
But have you ever had just a small dog just like tell you off or nip you or whatever? Like my brother had a little chihuahua, and it was like this rescue. I don't think it was a rescue. I don't know. It had anxiety issues and it didn't like being petted, right? And I stroked it one time, and like Gav's like, he's warning you, and the dog's growling like proper heckles up because I'm petting the dog, and then like it went for us. I got away, but I could have been bitten by that little dog. if that's a big fuck off dog, that's different. That like you can get away with like a little snap from a little dog.
Aye.
You're not get a little snap from a big dog. You have to have that trained so well.
The only
to never ever once mouth.
The only fucking place I've ever seen fucking bulldogs is in fucking Fife, and they've always been owned by the scummiest fucking cunts I've ever seen in my fucking life. I remember being like 15 or 16 years old down Leven fucking beach, and me and my friends, it's one of the very rare sunny days in fucking Fife. We're on the beach playing with a fucking ball, and this fucking bulldog off the lead comes over and tears our ball apart. And these two disgusting chaps, who from the bottom of my heart, I hope are dead from a heroin overdose by now, which they probably are, were like, well, that's what you fucking get for teasing him and winding up by kicking a ball. And we're like, on a beach?
Aye.
Like, what are you fucking taught? Like, I have, if you're a bulldog owner and you disagree with me, feel free to send it in, but...
Yeah,
I have zero sympathy for any of the people I've seen so far, and I'm happy to be corrected. But at the moment, I hope you lose your dogs.
There is that thing where the people who are just like really well trained and a good dog, who are getting caught in the crossfire with these
very
dickheads.
Unfair, yeah.
It's really unfair. Because what's going to happen to their dog? Like, because you've got to look at it like that. Like, you know, if all of a sudden there was just like, for whatever reason, Cavapoo started fucking going for every cunt, all the babies, and they just blanket banned Cavapoos. Like, Peggy's my family member. I've got to fucking say goodbye to Peggy. What do I hand her over? Do I ship her out? Do I find her a home in a country where she's allowed? Does she get put down when she's perfectly healthy and well behaved?
That's a good point.
Like, there's people out there whose dogs like might just be compromised. Their family members are going to be compromised because some fucking stupid Ned in Fife is not controlling their dog.
Yeah, but also that's the fucking gun control debate. Like if there are bad bastards out there who cannot go a fucking day without shooting other people in the fucking head.
So we need a good guy with an XL bully. We need a good guy with an XL bully.
Yeah.
Okay, and the teachers have to have XL bullies.
Yes, yeah. At the front of the fucking classroom.
Right,
is the only answer.
The police definitely need XL bullies.
Yeah.
Right, so what we need is more XL bullies across the board.
It's like Jim Jeffries had a bit where he was like, we have, as a society, we have to go as fast as our slowest member in order to fucking, progress and get better. And, you know what? You've made a very good point there. I imagine the people that have gone out there and rescued bullies and trained them to be better would have had bullies since birth. And because you're a careful and considerate and loving dog owner, you probably do have a dog that's really well fucking trained. I'm sorry you're caught in the crossfire of it, but they're the AR-15 of dogs.
Aye.
Like we just
You're carrying a weapon.
We have to put a ban on fucking
the smaller bears.
Aye.
It's a tough one.
And you know what? Fair enough. If you want to come for the Maine Coons, take them.
Take the Maine Coons.
Aye. Because they're vicious cats. They're not vicious cats. They're just terrorists and they're thick as pig shit.
We found this is a slight pivot, but I mean it's a massive pivot. But we found a specialist on the subject of Edinburgh Airport that's willing to come on the podcast, and he'll be listening to the podcast right now. Actually, he's a pilot.
Oh,
so there's a pilot that wants to give with the inside scoop.
Oh, and was there any inclination of whether he thought I was being harsh?
He's on side and he can't wait for the expose.
Oh. Oh man, because I got in fucking yesterday, and like poor Cara had to deal with me for an hour, just fucking texting her, being like, "It's been an hour. It's been an hour." And they were like, and Edinburgh Airport does this thing where they're like, baggage on its way, and it's not on its way. They just know that after 20 minutes of waiting for a bag, people are getting annoyed, and instead of doing their jobs, they can just flick a switch that lets people know it's on the way, and they're still doing fuck all.
And turn the belt on. No, it comes on it.
Nothing comes on.
They're just phases of like, just give them something. So there's a pilot that wants to come on.
Fuck yeah! Well, we'll do that when we're in the new studio, and
that's
we'll get it done.
I was like, we'll get set up in there, and then as soon as we've got like
oh man, I would love.
As soon as we've got the guest coach, we'll.
That is wonderful fucking news.
So if there's any XL bully owners, who've actually like fucking got a fight on their hands because you're about to lose a family member because of some dickheads, like fucking we'll
let us know. Look, I'm not always happy to be proven wrong, but In fact, I don't think I've ever been happy to be wrong. But later on, after being proven wrong, I'm happy.
We will take the things you said when you were right and use them as our own stuff.
Yeah. So in the future, I'll be right because I'll have your opinions.
And we'll forget that any of it happened.
Yeah. Yeah. So if you want to come on and correct us, by all means, fucking write in and let us know, because we accept that we are often, if not.
So
I don't think we're mostly wrong.
I think if we ever just get like a fucking passionate one-sided opinion where we're just echo chamber each other, we should give them a right to reply.
Yeah.
And
so if you think Russell Brand is... No. If you think Russell Brand is innocent, I've no doubt that 2 years ago you believed in QAnon.
What's this fucking Panorama one going to be on BBC? You got the inside scoop on that, you grass. There's a Panorama coming out next week.
Is there?
Panorama's the BBC version of Dispatches, and they've went like fucking not telling you until it comes out.
Well, look, here's the fucking thing. There's other people in the entertainment industry who we know the fucking names of. Everyone knows the fucking names of. I don't think it'll come out until they're dead. I would be very, very shocked if BBC had the fucking balls to go after the person I think it would be, considering they absolutely...
We're going to cut this. Elliot Steele.
It's Elliot Steele. That'll be interesting.
Aye. Huh. There's like already like rumours and speculation about who it is.
And that's always fun. And always very healthy to the conversation and good.
Yeah.
And
because like that's when like other people, the smoke around other small fires starts like coming up going, is it them? And you're like, no, but what do you know?
Tell me more. Also like the fucking the sweat that pours off of people. And it's like BBC or Panorama are doing an expose on a comedian, and people are like, and do we know who it is? Like, and for what reasons? And
I tell you what, when Russell Brand released a video getting ahead of the documentary, saying that these wild accusations were going to come out and stuff, like I was like, it would be so funny if it wasn't him. If it was just someone else, he's just there going, hey, no, it's nothing. Let him know. That was a good. So there's going to be a Panorama.
Is it this weekend?
I'm not entirely sure when it's on, but
go and do a wee Google, Matthew.
Find out when Panorama's on.
And
also this, we'll delete this out if it doesn't happen, but it's currently happening. The BBC interviewed Natalie in the dog park. BBC Scotland come into the dog park because they wanted to do a piece about.
Man, if that's the Panorama. Woman who owns dog park, also married to guy who continuously makes jokes about dog fighting in the dog park. Is it true?
Hiding in plain sight. It's going out on Friday at 6:30 on BBC Scotland.
So here's the interesting.
So if it hasn't went out, because like Natalie just replied to them, just like let's hope that some fucking some politician doesn't disgrace themselves and take over the news and then push my news story out the window. And just laughed and replied, "What's the chance of that happening? Politicians never fuck up." So there is that chance that like, even though it's recorded and it's in the can, it's not going to go out. There's still the chance it'll get bumped.
That's super exciting, man.
So like if that does happen, I'll delete this bit. If that doesn't happen, and you're hearing this, then go on iPlayer, BBC Scotland. I should find out the name of the show, but whatever, it's at 6:30 on a Friday. I think it's the news.
9 p.m. on Monday.
Which
means so there's really, I don't know if this law exists all around the world or whether it is a British law, but it is the law of right to reply, which is if you are doing a documentary about something or you're even with a fucking article or whatever, talking about someone, the person you are writing or doing anything about has a right to reply. That's how Russell Brand was aware that the documentary was coming out days before, because they gave him the opportunity to speak about it. So if it's coming out on Monday, I think the rule is it's got to be like 3 days before. Maybe I'm done on the see who starts sweating on Friday.
So anyway, there's got to be some allegations coming out about it. And look, even if they are true,
even if they are true, whoops.
Aye.
I don't know what more you want from me. Whoopsie daisy.
Aye. Boogie woogie.
Also, I'm very aware people will want us to talk about the Brand documentary more at one point in the future. I will talk about it in much more detail. Now is not the time. I do not feel... I don't want to myself talk about it. I don't feel comfortable talking about it now. I still have a lot of unprocessed emotions about what has happened since. And you know...
Hey, the doors opened and there's been... female comedians who are in the WhatsApp groups and stuff talking about the WhatsApp groups, and that's whose time it is to talk.
100%.
You know what I mean? Listen to this is on mainstream, not on like little fucking back channel podcasts like ours. This is on mainstream. Like they're talking now.
Aye.
Listen to them.
Aye. And ignore all the homophobia and misogyny at the start of this podcast, would you?
Yeah.
Look,
we could not put it out, but we're still gonna.
Yeah, before we put this out, we actually said it to Reese and Kyron 3 days ago and gave them the right to reply.
So I've been doing the craft market. Mm-hmm. I've been. Have I seen you since I got back from Milan? I have, haven't I?
Yes, yeah. And also, you've been doing a lot of work on the studio.
The studio's nearly ready. We're gonna actually move in. It's ready to move in now. Apart from a couple of technical things, I need a different camera lens. I am wide
also,
shot. I don't want to date until it's fully ready. You know, like we could move in. We could have done this one in there. We've got enough tech in there now, but I'd rather just go full ready.
And to long-term listeners of this podcast, this is the thing that like we've been promising you for ages, where we're finally putting all of the money into it to making it better, and we're going to try and increase the quality of this podcast, not just in sense of how it looks, but also with like the online clips and also with the content. You and I are going to do stuff to sort of try and make it just a bit more accessible. We're both very aware that when we're drunk and stoned, that our accents get in the way of our Indian listenerships, our European listenerships, our
anyway outside of Newcastle.
No, for some reason Aussies never. The Aussies are the only fucking nation in the world apart from Scotland and
don't
England
have trouble with
that
mine.
do not give a shit about either of our accents. And also, just to give the Americans perspectives, Indians complain fucking less than you do, and it's because Indians try to. I don't know why I'm yelling. You listen to the podcast if you're American. You're not part of the problem. We'll
also be getting because this is the thing with the guests we've had in, because the little camera angle that you see has been the only clean part of the studio, and the rest of it's been like a gym and a crack den and all that stuff. So we've only invited our friends who we can face the shame with.
Yeah.
So all our guests that have come in have been like good friends of ours. But there was I can't remember who it was. There's a comedian passed through town. I was like, grab them while they're here. Was it Mark Normand?
Mark Normand. Oh, Biggs was here, yeah.
Biggs.
Big.
Yeah, so I'd never met Babiglia.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, if you're chatting to him, get him on the pod. And he was like, well, kind of invite me. Yeah, like, wait until the studio's nice.
Yeah.
So, like, now that it's nice, when, like, fucking Stanhope travels through, we can ask him, like, we can quite confidently ask them to come round and step into a studio.
Yeah, but also I would say, like, I think the tone of I don't think the tone of the podcast will change. I just think with the step up in quality, we are both going to endeavour to be sort of more understandable, and sort of, I think we might lose some of the more drunker episodes. We might lose some of the ones where it's just us ranting about shit.
Or just label them as that, so you know what you're getting.
Aye, but we're trying to look. Yous have been here through everything, so we're in no danger of losing any of you fucking psychopaths. But we're trying to bring in more, so don't see it as fucking pandering, and don't see it as selling out. Right? It is that. But don't see it as that. Just ignore the fact that it is that. I've been working on something which will hopefully be wrapped up in the next...
I'm excited for that as well. We're clickbaiting you here, but we have to because we can't mention it yet.
Yeah. And then also for the first episodes back on, I've for the fucking rebrand, because I think it will be semi-rebrand. I think it'll still be Sloss and Humphreys on the road.
Yeah, And we have to keep the same logo because there's a patron in Australia who's got it tattooed on the flesh. So
how
like,
funny would it be to just change the logo?
But if we ever do change the logo, we'll pay for your new tattoo. If you'd like, just every time we rebrand, you can just add it on your arm. I think, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Can you remember after the live podcast with Ari?
Yeah.
And she came and showed her.
Oh, she was also at the other one, the original Melbourne live podcast with Bart and Nick Cody upstairs at
Haggy.
the
Expert, yeah.
Aye.
So yeah, at the moment it's Sloss and Humphries on the road. We're still having the same logo and stuff, but we've just got like a whole new setup, and we're going to stop numbering the episodes, so you don't feel like you have to catch up on fucking 7,000 episodes to be up to speed.
Yeah,
we'll just title them,
and hopefully this becomes a podcast that you are less ashamed to recommend to your friends. Like one that you're not really embarrassed to listen to, and then also like encourage those of you who are not Patreons to come and be Patreons, because the quality is going to go up. We're going to start doing the fucking, the American thing, the have a word thing of, having Patreon specials and stuff, and just make sure that we're increasing the quality of this as we go on, because after 7-8 years of this fucking shit, you deserve it.
The world changed it around with. We were just peddling away with a little podcast here, just not even making money off it, just doing it for the sport.
Yeah.
And then everybody just changed the game and just made we look like trash.
One of the other things is Matthew. One of Matthew's duty is going to be to keep a tally or a track of what stories we've told on the podcast, and if we ever go to tell them again, just be like, they know. They are aware. It's been done. We'll put them out as clips.
Also, I was chatting to Matthew about this on the drive here. We're going to start a Discord so the patrons can get they can have a community and we can hear what they're saying. We'll have a complaints department that we're going to laugh at.
Oh, great! And also,
we'll let them have a right to reply. Well, because they can tell me when we need to finish a story. They can tell me when we fucked something up, or or we made a mistake in what we're talking about. We're going to give a platform, a forum for them to talk, and we can read shit out if we have to. We can
excellent.
It.
Because I'm going to be honest, the amount of times in the past where we've set up the fucking podcast email and been like, well, why didn't you write us with your queries? Nobody does, because fair enough, none of you want to talk to us really. Hopefully that changes.
We did get a couple when we were asking for people that wanted that relationship advice. A bunch of them came in. We unpacked a few of them.
We did them for a while.
But we didn't keep pushing that medium. But we'll find we'll figure out Discord. Matthew's on it, but we're going to have that sorted.
Because I have no idea how Discord works.
I'm a bit of a boomer when it comes to Discord. I tried it with Twitch, and I was so glad that they all operated it and I could dive in, because I could see the channels, and I could go in and see the chats, but I don't know what every button is.
No.
What's all this? But we'll figure it out.
Aye, it's like Reddit, I think, but with talking to each other, and
it's a closed forum, Reddit. Is it?
Yeah.
All right, so we'll get you all involved in that. And if you listen to this, because this is a public episode, if you listen to this on any of the public channels, come on and subscribe, man. Come on out, come and subscribe to Patreon. Get your extra episode, get your early access on these ones,
and it's about to get good. It's about to get better, and if you join now, that'll be the first time you've heard it, and it'll be true, and you'll not know what big fucking liars we've been for 7 years.
And there is actually an archive of fucking, even though they're like amateur shot, there's some fucking really funny episodes out there. And I think that could be one of the channels on the Discord, is people recommending which episodes. If you're new to the podcast, there's 300 episodes in the back catalogue.
Amsterdam 1.
I can't listen to Amsterdam 1. Come back with your hair all stood up and your eyes peeled back like fucking you've got PTSD, like you've been a norm.
Back when we had the decency to end a podcast 45 minutes in because we knew we were too fucked, as opposed to letting it run for 90 minutes.
At least we have a spliff break and come back fun. So there's that. There's also, in the back catalogue, you've got my best man speech at your wedding and the roast of Daniel Sloss.
Yeah,
there's a couple of little special features in there. If you sign up now, you can go and get them.
Also, if you don't mind really unsubtle, thinly veiled racism, I think we might be putting up my best man speech.
Oh, yeah.
I'm happy for it. Yeah. I'll need to rewatch it again because there's my memory of it is getting booed 3 times.
It's not as bad as you think, the racism.
No,
nah.
But it is
It is racism, yeah. Duh.
It's only racist because he married one of them.
She was gay.
I like how he says was as if you cured her. Not cured. Not cured. Not cured. Not cured. They're not hams.
Cut.